So here we are. We're going to enjoy the service from Istanbul to New York, which they told us is different than the service from New York to Istanbul. So let's see
which makes sense. You would have completely different food service.
Exactly.
The return leg of the flight.
Exactly. But they said the service part of it is different. Like they bring out the trays and things like that, not just deliver the food to your table. So let's see if it's different. Headed to New York.
Seems like we're leaving.
Oh, Mr. Niven.
Are you 6?
No, I'm 7. So 7 G and D.
Have a first class on this?
No. Here we are, Turkish Airlines.
A lot of hours later.
It's a lot of hours later. We're on flight 1 from Istanbul to New York, and it is a 777-300.
Boeing.
Boeing's 777-300.
Ooh, look at you, all fancy.
We should have a blocked middle seat, as we were told.
We do. Let's say we do.
Have a blocked middle seat. The toiletry kit here is a molten brown. Let's see what we got this time. We have molten brown. Of course, we have our eye mask. Same socks. Shoehorn. Lip saver. Hydrator. Toothpaste, toothbrush. A crazy 1980s brush. And some earplugs.
Want an orange juice?
I like an orange juice and a water.
Cheers, beautiful.
Thank you, sweetie. It is about an 11 and a half hour flight, and we're in a different section of the business class area than we were going to Istanbul. This is actually the second section. I think there's 2 sections here in business class, so the front section and this section. The downside to this one is that when you enter the plane, you can either go left for the front section of business class or you go right where we are, but you have a parade of people going by you, going into a economy section, so it's a constant flow of people. You have a little bit quieter up front, so I would say you want to pick those seats as opposed to, let's see what it is, between 5 and 7 are going to definitely be the busier section of the plane, so definitely choose up front. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so we've now received our menu. So they give it to you early so you can check your selections of what you'd like to order. And I believe that we will probably have 2 meals on board. One right now might be a lunch, and then we will certainly have a breakfast, but we will see what we have.
So my little comment is, if you could see from her little forehead and cheek, I found it interesting on our way out here that you have no way of controlling your own temperature or air in this section.
Yeah.
It's a little odd.
And it's very, very toasty in here. It was, they've now actually, you can
here's
hear
the parade of people.
Yeah, the parade of people that go by constantly. So again, the front section of business class is the way to go when you're picking a seat, which we actually did have that section picked. But because our flight from Cairo was delayed, we got stuck in these seats. And the benefit though, they did block out this middle seat for us. So we had a 2-2 in the front section of business class. Now we're in the 3 with a blocked out middle seat. So, and we're also doing the review so you can see the difference between this flight, the 777, and the flight that we took from New York to Istanbul.
So Miss Nicole,
yes.
Why don't you show us how the seat works?
Okay, yes, let's try the seat since it is now daytime. We have a very complicated seat. It seems like it's logical and it's not logical. It was really a little weird to work. So let's look at the buttons. 2 little buttons to get the leg rest up, and it goes really slow. Here, look at this. I'm pressing the button. Very slow. very
At
slow.
least that way you won't hurt yourself.
That's true. And then if you want the headrest back, I think it's working. Very slow. We got the bed butt. Trying it out. It's a lie flat bed. It's not completely like lay flat. It is a little tiny bit of an angle.
And you gotta like tuck your shoulders in
Yeah.
underneath here.
Yeah, it's definitely,
Because it's like your shoulders don't fit straight there. So you gotta like wrinkle yourself in there like
Yep,
you're on a submarine boat.
yeah. It's super, super tight in here for your shoulders moving around. It's not like some of the ideal lay flat seats because of the way the armrests are built. It's not like the most comfortable once it's laying flat. And obviously on, each seat there's a pillow. And then you get your little blanket in the bag. You got your little slippers.
Oh, I got it.
There we go. Your little open box so you can keep some stuff with you. Here's your menu look.
I was nervous when I first looked at the other one. I'm feeling better about it now.
Okay, let's check out the menu. Not the best design. Choices or menu choices?
Yes. From the chef.
Exactly. Ooh, that's nice.
Ah, look at that.
Thank you. So I'm wondering, as you can see, it's definitely a different service from Istanbul to New York. We have the cart, and I'm not really sure why they don't have the same service going from New York to Istanbul. Certainly, even in 8 or 9 hours, you can still accomplish this service, and even if you have different food, you can still serve it this way. So I'm not really sure why they do that. So if you have any thoughts, comment below, and you'll see the difference in service on the two flights. So it is definitely very different. I don't know why they can't pull out the cart from New York to Istanbul. They say the food is different, which it might be, but you don't really need like the food to be the same in order to serve it the same way. So very interesting. So these are like a Turkish bagel. They're covered in sesame seeds. They're super yummy. They have them in the lounge as well, but here they've warmed them up, and they're really, really good.
They're good. But it's kind of interesting they call it bagel, because other than it being a circle, they could have called it a Turkish donut and it would have been as close to being a bagel. Pumpkin soup. I'll do the shrimp, yep. Salmon.
The hunter Turkish pasta with beef.
I'll try that.
Yeah, sure.
We have pumpkin soup, stuffed peppers, like eggplant salad, salmon, some meat dish, and I'm not sure what that is. Definitely all super yummy. The pumpkin soup is awesome. The baba ganoush, the salmon, delicious. How was it for you?
Salmon's yummy. The stuffed pepper thing isn't bad. It's like an interesting taste. It's not my favorite.
Definitely more Middle Eastern tasting than spices.
Yeah. Steak. Teriyaki steak. Teriyaki steak. Here, I'll undress it for you. Woo! Woo!
Thank you. I can see that there's some flavor there, but not a good piece of meat, nor is it cooked very well. I understand they have to cook it really well to make sure, that it's okay, but it's definitely not good. I'm gonna try the salmon because the beef didn't work. They were very nice, and if you're not happy with something, you can definitely change it, so that's a good thing. Okay, well, you didn't have the salmon, but I think it's definitely the way to go. It was salmon with potatoes and some cream spinach on the bottom, and it was definitely decent. So the cream spinach was yummy. The salmon was, they do have to cook it a little bit more, so you can't order it, more on the rare side if you like that, but it was definitely good. I think gets higher points than the meat.
Yeah, the steak was terrible, but the sauce was good, and the rice was good.
Right.
But
It's
the
hard
steak
to,
was terrible.
yeah. Okay, we'll see what they have for dessert. They're very quick with the service. Like, they're kind of, as you're finishing your last bites, they're like standing waiting to take your tray away and stuff, which was the same on the other flight too. They're like really quick. Like,
I remember that.
Yeah. And on the other flight coming to Istanbul, I literally was trying to sit down and pull out the tray, and she's standing there like impatiently, like waiting, wanting to put the tablecloth down. And I'm like, you gotta give me a minute. So they're definitely a little impatient and want to kind of
They
have
only have 10 hours to serve dinner.
I know, exactly. It's like, they've planned it out and they're like, we are sticking to this routine and we are not going off of this timed routine.
Yeah.
And I clearly screwed it up because I changed from the meat to the salmon and I threw everything off, so now they're a little behind schedule.
Now we're going to get screwed on our dessert.
Yeah, so now it's going to take more time. Thank you.
Enjoy. Would you like to have some tea or coffee?
I'll have some tea. Desserts are definitely a hit.
Better
And
than steak.
yeah, like baklava, cheese selections, fruits,
They've come to get the tray 5 times.
apple tart, chocolate mousse, pistachio ice cream, tons of choices, and all really good. And again, they're like trying to get the trays. We literally like finished chewing,
5 times.
and they've come around 5 times. I think that's a little much. Not a bad bathroom. Pretty large for airplanes. Yes,
I am so happy to be home with my dog and to be able to eat pigs again. Who knew it'd be so exciting to eat a pig?
But we did have a good flight.
We did have a good flight,
Yeah, the
And-
food was great on board.
and we've been
Only
tweeting
one
back
little-
and forth with Turkish Airlines about their messing up our connections and not really doing much customer service. And they're still not doing much customer service.
Yeah.
But I guess that's the way they roll.
Exactly. Every company rolls differently, but in terms of the actual flight, we had only, one little meal part that wasn't great, but the rest has been very pleasant, and I think anybody wanting to take this would enjoy the flight. Like I said, you can see the difference, or you've seen in our review, the difference between the flight coming to Istanbul and the one going back to New York. You can see the difference in service. But anyways, hope you liked our review. Don't forget to subscribe.
I know they liked it.
Thanks so much for watching. Hi, sweetie. New York, we're home.